Hello everyone, I'm back. My name is Ahmed Sami. We are going to continue programming language coding world beginner's guide. We stopped last time about what is programming language. Now we are going to continue to speak about the concept of memory and how we store retrieving data in our program. So let's get started. Okay, hi. I will guide you through the first common concept such as memory. Hey you, what do you mean with memory? Do you mean that the computer could forget and remember things like us? Good question. Yes, but not for sure like us. It's a little bit different. Memory is the place where we store data such as numbers, letters, and so on. So later we can retrieve this data to use it as we need, like display information, making calculation, and so on. The following video explains it better, but as you can see, memory is a place where we store data. I think it's simple. Okay, that's a simulation of how we can store data. This is a computer, here is the memory. You send data, store it in the memory, and then you receive it later on need if you need this data for you. As you can notice that the memory is already divided into sections which we call it addresses. Okay, keep in mind that we need to know what this address means later when we discuss it. Okay, this process will be going forever and forever. As long as you send data to the memory, you store it, retrieve it, calculate it, or whatever you are doing. So remember the address, and let's go to the next. So that means in this memory we will store our data, but how can we remember the address of each piece of data I have stored in the memory? Remember, we spoke about that. Yes, that's a good question. So let's try to figure it out in the next section. But before we leave into the next section, we would like to talk a little bit about memory. Memory is a physical place in your device, in your machine, where you store data and you divide the data which you stored it into a section. Each section is an address. The address has a unique identifier internally using like some kind of numbers, and it will be very difficult for us to remember each single data address, because you can store something like 1000 pieces of data, so how can you remember all of them? We are, as a human, it's very easy to forget things, especially if it will be a complicated address. So for that reason, next section we are going to discuss how we can refer to this data addresses by using something we call it variables, a unique name for each address in the memory. So see you there. Have a nice and great time. With you was Ahmed Sami. Bye bye.